Thank you. Back to play ball.
The Arroyo Seco Saints back in action as they take on and hosting the Ventura County Pirates for game number 2 of the season. Good evening, everybody. This is Alex Navek, and alongside of me is Tommy Warts. And Tommy, it's an absolute pleasure to be alongside of you today. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, Alex, I'm telling you right now, it's 82 degrees outside. Sun is looking beautiful. All I know is baseball weather outside right now.
Absolutely. 82 degrees, which means the ball will definitely be flying very well here in Jackie Robinson Field as we bring you the starting lineups for the visiting Ventura County Pirates. Leading things off will be Kyle Soberano. Hitting second is Ian Mcintyre. Batting third is Jacob Ortega. Then hitting cleanup is Jason Ajamian. Then hitting fifth is David Reyna. Then batting sixth is Trenton Palace. Hitting seventh is Darren Taylor. Hitting eighth is Dante Zamudio. Then batting ninth is Emilio Morales. Now let's bring you the starting defense for your Arroyo Seco Saints. Josh Cowden playing over in left. Conor Bradshaw playing in center. Jack Burden over in right. Cooper Elliott playing at the corner infield position at third. Brandon Boning at short. Jackson Cobb over at second. Blake Marsh over at first. Behind the plate is Peyton Lewis. And on the mound is Tommy Steyer.
Very similar lineup to day one here, Alex. A lot of guys moving around in the same places, still trying to figure out who can play where, who's going to be on the bump today. Tommy Steyer, Creighton University, guy who didn't pitch in the first one. He's supposed to be one of their starters this year. Probably going to only see him go about an inning or two. They're going to need to see some other arms on the bump, of course. But it should be exciting. We unfortunately don't have any visual broadcast today. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're going to bring you this radio, and that's okay. I got a better face for radio anyway. So we're about to get started real quick. I'm excited, Alex, aren't you?
Absolutely. It's the best time of the year seeing some summer baseball. And you know what? Other than seeing Major League Baseball, it's nice to see some of these young players trying to make a name for themselves as Kyle Soberano steps up to the plate as Tommy Steyer with the windup. And the first pitch of the ball game is fouled back and out of play as first pitch of the ball game coming in at 6:12. So we're a bit of behind schedule, and once again, we do apologize to each and every one of you guys for not being able to have video broadcast, but Tommy and I will do the best of our abilities to bring you some amazing radio calls as this one is lifted over to right field. Definitely playable and going deep to right all the way to the wall and tracked down nicely by Jag Burden hopping on his horse on the warning track.
Well, you know what, Alex? I think your nickname should be Picasso because you're painting a beautiful picture of what's going on out there, even though we don't have a video evidence for you. Burden out there makes an easy play. Left-hander catches it with the right over there. Nice, easy jog, like a gazelle in right field there.
Made it look so easy, right? It didn't even look like it was trouble, even though it was deep to right field.
Definitely could have put a charge into that one. Got a little bit under it. Steyer's breathing a little bit nicely after that one.
So one gone here in the top of the first. Ian Mcintyre putting some great lumber on that one, but fouled off slightly late on the pitch. 0-1 the count. We do have beautiful blue skies atop of us. Very warm condition here in the beautiful city of Pasadena, California, right next to the Rose Bowl, home of the UCLA Bruins for football. Excellent location there by Tommy Steyer. Gets it on the inside part of the plate. Quickly the count, 0-2.
Weather in Pasadena is so much nicer than Wisconsin, Alex. So much nicer. Oh, beautiful out here. Every day, you don't even need to check the weather. You just know it's either going to be beautiful or really hot.
And a beautiful swing there by Mcintyre, able to battle back in the count, 0-2. What's the weather out there in Wisconsin?
It'll be nice over there now, but it's much more humid, not as dry over here. Air is quite thick.
Very much different weather here in SoCal as the 0-2. That one fouled there at the plate and looked like it got a piece of Mcintyre. Probably the most painful part of the game as a batter, fouling off a pitch. It's very arguable. Does it hurt more to take a pitch or does it hurt to foul off a pitch? Because definitely both of them are very painful in the game.
Well, I'll tell you right now, they both hurt just as much, and that's why I stopped playing right around 7th grade. Because once they start throwing 70 miles an hour, I don't want to take any of that, and these guys are putting 20 digits on that.
0-2 pitch, beautifully placed, just misses off of the plate outside. 1-2 the count now for Ian Mcintyre, putting up a pretty good at bat. For those of you just joining us, the leadoff hitter Kyle Soberano retired on 3 pitches on a deep fly ball as this one is popped up over to second, tracked down and played nicely by the second baseman Jackson Cobb.
Jackson Cobb's got great instincts out there. Not that he needed a lot of them on that one. He's one of the most exciting players, I think, on this Saints roster right now. He's really fast, really electric. He's batting 9th today. Don't let that fool you. He's acting like a second leadoff guy for them, for sure.
We had that discussion coming into the game as a number 3 hitter, Jacob Ortega, comes up to the plate. But we were talking about that middle infield for the Arroyo Seco Saints. It's going to be something to definitely keep your eye out on. And there is a fastball on high and outer part of the plate for a called strike.
This whole team, Alex, is incredibly fast. You would see, there's plenty of evidence to show that whether they're playing first base, catcher, shortstop, everyone can move on the field.
As there's a slow roller going over to short. Fielded nicely there by Brandon Boning. Had to come in with the tag. It was Blake Marsh to apply the tag.
Very heads up there. Seeing that the throw is going to be offline, uses it into the baseline, gets the tag anyway.
1, 2, 3 inning to get the game going for Tommy Steyer. We're able to get through the first 3 of the order here on the Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Tommy Steyer showing great composure to start up the ball game, retiring the first 3 Ventura County Pirate hitters. As we bring you the starting lineups for the host, the Arroyo Seco Saints. Brandon Boning will get things started. Conor Bradshaw hitting second. Cooper Elliott hitting third. Peyton Lewis hitting in the cleanup spot. Josh Cowden hitting in the 5th spot. Jag Burden hitting 6th. Bo Willis hitting 7th. Blake Marsh hitting 8th. And Jackson Cobb hitting 9th. As we bring you the starting defense for the Ventura County Pirates, Trenton Palace playing over in left. Ian McIntyre, dead center. Jacob Ortega playing over in right. Darren Taylor over at third. David Reyna at short. Dante Zamudio playing over at second. Jackson Ajamian over at first. Emilio Morales playing behind the plate. And on the mound is Trevor Garcia.
And we're going to start it off here with Brandon Boning. Had a great day on Saturday. Was player of the game, 2 for 3, hit by 2 pitches, scored a couple of runs, had a double in there, knocked in a couple of guys. Boning is a legit player for the Saints.
Going to be a very good leadoff hitter indeed, as he did so with Season with the Matadors. Was an excellent piece throughout this year. Unfortunately for the Matadors, they were not able to be a contender in the Big West Conference as he cuts through the 1-0, trail now evening up the count 1-1. But Boning coming into this summer and finding the Arroyo Seco Saints and trying to continue on working away from the Matadors team and continue to put up some great at-bats. I would love to carry the Matadors, as they do have a new coach in Dave Serrano, who is a very nice piece for the Matadors, who has definitely created a name throughout baseball. So Boning now just trying to get even better, the best that he can, as he fouls off the 2-2 and already 5 pitches in this at-bat.
You know, he's got a respectable career going so far at Northridge right now. Batting .246, and you know you'd like to see that a little bit higher. 13 career homers, though. He's definitely getting under the ball, and that's the stat that everyone cares about, too, the long ball.
Absolutely, and this is the perfect way to show it off here with the wood bat as he chases after a high fastball, and he goes down on strikes.
Can't be too upset with that at-bat. You get 6 pitches out of him, foul a couple of them off. You were right on him. Sometimes pitchers just get the best of you.
Absolutely. And, you know, sometimes those high fastballs seem to look good. As a hitter, it definitely looks good when you're there in the batter's box. So,
well, all I can say is I would just look foolish at any of these pitches coming at me. So I respect what these guys are doing out here.
So first pitch called, strike to the 2-hitter, Conor Bradshaw, playing center today. And we definitely have some very good outfielders for the Saints this afternoon. Cowden, Bradshaw, and Burden, all going to cover some pretty good ground throughout this season. And this season, very young, as the Arroyo Seco Saints put up 12 runs against the San Diego Force. So already showing early on that this lineup possesses a lot of pop.
Oh, this team likes to hit. They like to go up there swinging the bats. Bradshaw was one of those who didn't get to start in the last game. Did come in to pinch hit. Flew out once. Drew a walk, though. Not too much you can complain about. He's a guy who's hungry to play right now. The number 25 hitter. He's up there meaning business, especially as a lefty in this ballpark.
lefty-righty matchup at the moment, as you said it just right here in Jackie Robinson Field. Took a little bit off of that pitch. That was a wild miss, up and away. As we got ourselves a first full count here in the ball game. Garcia finds the pitch, kicks, winds, and that's a liner over to dead center for a one-out single.
Beautiful hit there by Bradshaw. I was talking to Aaron Milam, manager of the Saints, before the game. I tell him, I'm asking him a question. You know, how do you adjust from hitting the metal bats to the wood bats in the summer of the summer league? And he tells you the key is just keeping your hands inside the baseball. Keeping your hands inside, you're always going to be able to find the barrel a lot easier. Whenever you're getting inside, that's when you start getting those stingers. You're not making good contact. As you saw right there, Bradshaw keeps his hands in, fires it away, drives right through up the middle, and we got our first hit of the ball game.
Now, we're not talking about bee stingers. We're talking about stingers when you get jammed with a wood bat. Those definitely hurt. As one-out single by Conor Bradshaw, and here is Cooper Elliott occupying the left-handed batter's box.
Elliott was playing center field last time. He's at third base today. Had a scary incident out there, a little incident of I got it, not being communicated very well. All good after the first game. Sally, our wonderful athletic trainer, clears him, and he's at third base today.
Always nice to see a nice little rebound put together as Elliott now he's got a fight with 2 strikes on his count. Was already working with a 2-strike approach, slightly choking up on the bat as the Saints rocking the all whites today. Very nice jerseys, I have to say. Right, Tommy?
I'm a much bigger fan of the all whites. Not cleaner look than the regular navy blues. Not that they're not great uniforms. You know, Saints got some of the best uniforms in the entire CCL, and that's non-biased opinion right there. But the white ones look a lot clean. I like getting a jersey that you can get dirty during the game, too. Show them you're working hard.
Those whites are definitely much easier when you do get dirty. Does show you when you come home and you said, hey, I did something on the base pass today. As the 1-2 is off the plate, trying to get Elliott to chase outside. The count evens up at 2-2. We're here in the bottom of the first. Arroyo Seco Saints hosting against Ventura County Pirates. This is game 2 of a very long season. This is the first week of full action as there's a liner sharply hit to second, the turnover to first, and yes, it is a 4-3 double play.
Yeah, just caught an unfortunate series of events right there. A line drive right to the second baseman. Bradshaw's leaning off the base. He's off on the contact. Can't get back to first base.
So first 3 come up here in the bottom of the first, and they make quick work of the first 3. Still remain scoreless here in Jackie Robinson Field. So both teams going through their first 3 hitters. If we go to the top of the second inning, we'll have hitters 4, 5, and 6 due up as Jason Ajamian will get things going here for the Ventura County Pirates. So coming into this game, technically speaking, since there was no 2020 campaign for the Ventura County Pirates, they are still technically the Sunset Baseball League reigning champs.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, Alex, haven't played in, somewhere around that 15 months and upward mark. So it's still a lot of breaking in for a lot of people out here, not just the broadcasters and the video qualities, but for also the baseball players.
Sharply hit over to left and some great contact there as Ventura County finds their first single of the game.
Now batting for the Pirates. Shortstop, number 1, David Reyna.
So Ajamian able to get first base hit of the day, and able to find the hole right in between the 5 and the 6 slots. As the 5 hitter, David Reyna now steps up to the plate. Righty matchup. They'll start him off with a pitch at the knees for a called strike.
Reyna out of the University of Arkansas at Monticello. He's getting his first action here. Pirates haven't played a game yet. They had a couple of scrimmages, exhibitions right now. This is their first game that's going to go down in the stat books for them, though.
Sometimes that first game of the year can be a tough one as the 0-1 is fouled back quickly 0-2. But reigning champs or not reigning champs, you're going to have to go into your next year. And going into this 2021 campaign for the Ventura County Pirates, they are definitely looking to be the first 2-time champions, of course, trying to win in a back-to-back years. But would it technically be called back-to-back champions if it's 2019 and 2021?
I think as long as the league is not playing, I think they're respectively the back-to-back champions if it happens. A lot of these guys, like I said, we don't know much about them. We don't know what the quality of baseball is going to be this year. We're looking at such a huge break, and we have just about 2 years since the last time we played on this field. And it's just exciting to have baseball back now, Alex.
Another great pitch there by Tommy Steyer and painting it in the lower half of the zone. And what can we expect from Tommy Steyer? We could expect a 4-2 seam fastball, the curve, a slider, and a change. And something that is very nice to have in an arm when you can deliver a sidearm delivery, 4-2 seam with that sidearm delivery. So Steyer's definitely going to be utilizing that and keeping that in his back pocket to get him through the day as he now fills up the count 3-2 against David Reyna.
Steyer's been around. He's a redshirt sophomore, 3 years in college, transferred from Nebraska, Omaha, over to Creighton. 4.02 ERA his first year. Nothing crazy, but definitely respectable.
And here's a fly ball over to right field. Definitely playable as Burden has to come after it. Thought about unleashing the cannon over to first at Blake Marsh. See if he can maybe double him up, but play it safe, get it in the glove, and just bring it back into the infield.
Well, unless Jag Burden has a rocket for a left arm, I don't think he was going to be able to throw him out. Still pretty deep out there. Just trying to test it out, see how far he could get out there without scaring a little bit of the right fielder, maybe.
So one gone here in the top of the second. Trenton Palace now checks in for the first time this evening. Steyer set, delivers, goes with the fastball on the outer edge. 0-1 the count.
Palace, one of a plethora of Allen Hancock College students out of Texas. 3-4 guys on the roster over here I'm counting right now.
And here's a chopper going over to short. The third baseman takes charge of it. He tries to get rid of it on the run. Wow, Cooper Elliott charging after it and firing a strike with a sidearm delivery to get the out.
A little bit of aggression with that throw for sure. Smart play by Cooper Elliott to just go up and get the easy out at first base. Don't need to force anything. Try to go for the double play. 2 outs now. Tommy Steyer just has to focus on the hitter.
It was definitely a chopper that was right in between short and third, and it looked like Boning was going to come after it to get it, but it was Elliott taking charge, showing off that range and showing off that arm as well, and showing it off with no problems as Darren Taylor at the plate taking the first pitch for a called strike.
Steyer's really firing it in there. I wish we had a velo gun to kind of see what he's coming in. It's coming in pretty hot in the second inning already.
He was talking about it before the game. He says that he'll top out at 92. Wasn't too sure if he was going to be able to touch that today, but already by the looks of it, he's looks like it's 92, at least from our eyes. Maybe one set of eyes and then a second pair of eyes with Tommy over here.
I'm sure it looks faster when you're in the box, too.
It's definitely got to look faster. And I mean, Tommy Steyer, 5'11", on the mound. Definitely going to show off a little bit of that velocity.
Uses all that 5'11" behind that fastball.
0-2, get him fooled as another one bites the dust.
Talking all about that fastball. He finishes him off with the off speed right there. Had no chance at it.
Getting him on the changeup there to finish him off. But it's Ventura County Pirates leaving a runner stranded in scoring position, but we remain scoreless.
Ladies and gentlemen, leading off for the Saints.
Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Field. Alex Naveja with you all, and alongside of me is Tommy Ward. Says it's been a very quiet first 2 innings so far as we're here in the bottom of the second as Peyton Lewis will lead things off. We'll have the 4, 5, and 6 slots coming up for the Saints as first pitch. Tried to get him outside, but did not go for the bait. The count 1-0.
You know, it took the Saints a little bit to fire up on Saturday. They didn't score. The first 6 went up, first 6 went down. As he fouls it off there. First 6 went up, first 6 went down, and then they got to the third inning and they started swinging, ended up putting 12 runs at the end of it. So, you know, Peyton Lewis here went 2 for 5, had a triple, 2 RBIs in the last game. He definitely is a guy who can start the hit parade.
And as Tommy mentions, the very silent start to the ball game for the Arroyo Seco Saints says this one is lifted to dead center field. Nice use of the glove by Mcintyre. Has to take a couple of steps back to his right to go and make the catch.
Definitely more difficult with that Pasadena sun shining right down on you in center field. Very nice by Mcintyre there to control the glove, still be able to see the ball. Just an unfortunate series of events there for Peyton.
Getting under it, but of course trying to take advantage of the dry conditions. See if maybe he can go down to get it and see if he can drive it out of the park as the first one is sharply hit going foul. And by the looks of it, everyone's okay. No one somewhat being hit by the foul ball.
We got good reflexes out in the stands there, that's for sure. That guy got out of the way real quick. Cowden right now, 0 for 5 yesterday. One of the guys didn't get on base. Was hitting the ball really well as he fouls the next one off as well. As I said, 0 for 5, struck out only once. He was putting on good wood. It just wasn't able to find some grass out there.
So quickly the count now 0-2 for Josh Cowden. Slightly behind on the fastball here. Tries to go with the fastball once again. Goes opposite field and slaps that one for a hit. It's Tuesday, which means it's Apple Taco time here in Jackie Robinson Field.
And it was only a matter of time, like I said, before Josh Cowden got his first hit of the season. He's always working, always at the gym early. Very soft-spoken guy, but he hits baseballs really hard if he wants to.
Always got to love it when you go opposite field on pitches like that. Pitch outside, slap it the other way. So it's a 1-out single by Josh Cowden here in the bottom of the second. And it's Jag Burden stepping up to the plate. Another lefty in this lineup. But it's been very left-handed heavy here in this lineup today.
Well, it usually is an Aaron Milam's lineup because the way Jackie Robinson Field is constructed, shortest part of the park, 345 in right field, center field at 364, but left field over there at 374. So it's actually the deepest part of the park is left field, a little untraditional in common ballparks. So he likes to load it up on the lefties. 30 feet is a big difference when it comes to something like that.
Absolutely. And considering how nice left-handed swings are, as Burden getting a pretty good pitch there, upset with himself, knew that was a pitch that he could drive. But Jag Burden, former Huntington Beach High School Oiler, as Huntington Beach making it to the CIF quarterfinals, playing against Corona High. And a very short story for that CIF Southern Section run for Huntington Beach. But that Monday, last week, before that CIF quarterfinal, Jag Burden taking hacks at his old stomping grounds there at Huntington Beach High School.
You know, Burden as a freshman at UC Berkeley this year, 234. He's got limited appearances. This summer ball is big for him. He wants to just be able to show that he can, in fact, get the bat around as he's going to walk, it looks like, on this one. And it's going to bring on runners at second and first for my guy, John Bo Willis.
Number 16, Bo Willis.
So the first time today, it's the Arroyo Seco Saints that have a pair of base runners on, as a Bo Willis now stepping up to the plate, the designated hitter with one gone. Here in the bottom of the second, we're still scoreless here in Jackie Robinson Field. Willis goes after the first one. It's a foul ball, but they are going to try to track it down as much as possible. There is plenty of space for the first baseman to try to track that one down. That was Jason Ajamian that was trying to track it down, and that was a great effort, but just ran out of real estate.
Bo Willis caught for him on Saturday. Gets the day off from behind the plate. Gets to be the DH. That's the fun part, putting the bat on the ball. I asked him, I was talking to him actually after the game on Saturday, why do they call you Bo? Because it's a nickname. Obviously, it's not his real name. He said, actually, it's kind of a funny story. It's because when he was a kid, he walked bow-legged, and it kind of just stuck around with him.
But that swing is definitely not any signs of being bow-legged at all. He is really showing some pop early on here.
Saints seem to be right on him here. Fouling off a lot of pitches, really aggressive at the plate. They're keeping a good eye on it, too. They definitely are taking it real seriously, even though it's only game 2 here.
CCL play just around the corner on Thursday. It'll be the Walnut Creek Crawdads that'll be in town on Thursday. That'll be the CCL openers. They do get to play some off the league opponents, as the 1-2 pitch is in there for a strike 3 call, and Bo Willis goes down on strikes.
You hate to go down looking, but again, pretty good at bat there for Bo Willis, a guy who I'm sure he's going to find the way to get a ball in the outfield at some point today.
So 2 dead here in the bottom of the second. Blake Marsh stepping up to the plate, the 8-hitter in the lineup, taking the first offering for a called strike. Garcia comes set, delivers the 0-1. Brilliant breaking ball there by Trevor Garcia, getting Marsh to wave at that one. Now he's got to fight with 2 on his count.
Going to need to sit back on that one if they're going to want to touch that one today. Being that far out ahead of it, never going to make contact, and definitely not going to make good contact.
And the 0-2 waves at it, and he goes down with 3 pitches. So Arroyo Seco Saints leave a pair of runners stranded on the base path as we still remain scoreless at the end of 2 as you're listening to the Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Trevor Garcia able to get a pair of Ks to get himself out of a jam. As we go to the top of the third, we'll have Emilio Morales, and back to the top of the order with Soberano as we've got a new arm on the bump, and it's Derek Yu, the freshman coming from Columbia College.
Yeah, Derek out of Los Angeles, California, Loyola High School kid. Hasn't seen any action yet in college, but his high school numbers don't disappoint. 4-2 record his senior year, 2.10 ERA. This guy's got some nice stuff, and he's got pretty good baseball IQ, if you couldn't tell, going to Columbia as well.
Gets fastball foul tipped into his catcher's glove. Count even up at 1-1 now to Dante Zamudio. And pretty good day on the mound for Tommy Steyer. Went 2 innings of work, struck out 1, no base on balls, no base hits, and no earned runs. As the 2-1 is fouled off. Now the count evened up at 2-2.
Not traditional that you give up no runs, very few hits, and you get pulled in the second inning. But like I said, Milam's just trying to figure out his pitching staff right now. Way more pitchers than batters on this team. He's trying to get everyone some reps, trying to get everyone some playing time, figure out how to utilize this team going deeper into the CCL season.
And look out. Zamudio had to duck away from that breaking ball. You didn't get the proper grip. It looked like his curveball that time got away from him, but that'll fill up the count. And to finish up your thought there, Tommy, I mean, going into these first 3 games, as Zamudio pops one up, Burden's going to see if he's got a play. I didn't know shot there, trying to track it down, but we'll try it again, 3-2. But these first 3 games are not CCL ball games, so consider these games, consider it a feel it out type of games for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Then by the time the Crawdads come on Thursday, they'll have more of an idea of what their starting lineup will look like. And even then, we could still expect it to be pretty early to even determine that. But you'll have we'll expect it more of them to have an idea.
Yeah, it's not necessarily preseason, but exhibition's a good word for these first few games. Trying to feel out each other. It's still very competitive baseball, and we got guys out here flying, and Derek Yu is definitely throwing pitches that we want to see hit.
Great at bat so far for the leadoff hitter, Dante Zamudio. 8 pitches so far, allowing his dugout to see as many pitches as possible, as another one fouled off there by Zamudio.
Very nice play up there, off the bounce from the bleachers. One-handed snag in the top row, too.
We've got some fans, maybe some former baseball players as well here.
Got to learn somewhere.
On deck hitter is Emilio Morales, the 9 hitter for the Ventura County Pirates. You trying to find that put-away pitch as the 3-2 gets one in the dirt, and it's Zamudio who wins the battle.
Great at-bat there by Zamudio, fouling off quite a few pitches, working into a full count, and then getting the ultimately base on balls. Leadoff walks, you don't like to see those. They score more than leadoff triples. Let's see if the Saints can bring it back, settle down a little bit, take care of the guy at the plate, take care of the guy on base.
So the leadoff batter gets on. Emilio Morales now going to occupy the right-handed batter's box. It's going to be a righty-on-righty matchup. Start him off with a fastball. That one misses low.
A couple of guys in the Saints clubhouse actually set up a betting line to guess Derek Yu's ACT score. Had an over-under of 35, and it ended up being a push.
Did anybody win it?
No, you can't win if it's a push right there. You did get a 35 on the ACT.
Definitely got to love the games played in the dugout, right?
Well, I mean, makes my 24 just look embarrassing. That's why I'm going to Wisconsin. He's going to Columbia.
So the Columbia College player now evening up the count, 1-1, coming set with a long pause. Delivers, misses low, 2-1.
Yeah, this heat looks like it's taking a little bit of an effect on you out here. He's just trying to settle down, trying to find the zone. Give him something to hit. Put something in play. Let your defense help you out a little bit, Derek.
You've definitely got some great infield help, especially that middle infield to cover a lot of playing field, as you can really see Derek Hughes trying to establish that lower half of the zone, does not want to allow anything high, doesn't want to leave anything high, especially like a team like Ventura County. They definitely have pop through this lineup. So now trailing at the count 3-1, comes set, fires, and this one is elevated to shallow left field, and coming after it easily to glove it is Josh Cowden.
And that's a big out there for Derek. Just wanted to get a confidence booster. Now a double play can even end this inning. Let's see if he continues to attack that lower half of the zone now for this next at-bat.
So back to the top of the order we go. Kyle Soberano with one dead. His last time up, flied out to right, but definitely connected with the ball very well. Was able to hit one deep to right field at the warning track. Very nice location there by you. Show some confidence and some poise delivering that strike on the outside edge.
Soberano actually is a grad student, did his undergrad at Illinois State, had a pretty solid career over there for the Redbirds. Now over at the University of Pacific doing his graduate degrees.
University of Pacific. West Coast Conference team. Definitely a team to keep your eye out on the college baseball scene. Now Hughes got him where he wants him, pinned at the corners with 2 strikes on him here in the top of the third, still scoreless here in Jackie Robinson Field, the home of the Arroyo Seco Saints. Alex Naveja with you guys. Beautiful evening here in Pasadena. Alongside of me is Tommy Wartz.
Got a nice breeze coming in now, Alex.
Feels very good. Throw down over to first. Not in time.
There was a little breeze on that throw by Lewis over there, too. Jeez, firing it down caught us all off guard.
I think that was the breeze, right? It was the pulling of the trigger there by Peyton Lewis. We got the breeze there.
Gotta make sure my hair's all good still after it.
Looks good.
All right.
Still there.
Good.
It's still there, folks. For those of you wondering, Tommy's hair still looks good. 1-2 the count to Kyle Soberano. There goes the runner. There goes Lewis's throw, and not in time.
Does get the strikeout, though, for you. Not a big deal with the runner on second. Obviously, don't want anything getting hit in the outfield for a chance to score, but now he can just focus strictly on the hitter. Get out of this inning. He's throwing a lot of pitches. Got to get out of the sun right now. Just keep attacking the zone. Like I said, let your defense help you out a little bit, Derek.
And the sun is starting to set here in Pasadena. The whole entire field in shadows, especially here on this left side of the field, here in the third base coach's side. Whole playing field still in sun as Ian Mcintyre goes after a fastball upstairs, trailing the count 0-1. As this game will go by, we'll definitely be seeing shadows here on the ballpark. Temperatures definitely declining. It would definitely be nice as you loses Mcintyre after delivering that fastball. Mcintyre takes one on the numbers.
Yeah, Mcintyre didn't show much effort to get out of the way of that one. He saw that one coming in at him. He saw an opportunity, decided, hey, this is my batter's box. I don't got to move. Took the pitch. Now we got runners at first and second.
So first time today that the Pirates get a pair of runners on the base path. Jacob Ortega fouling off the first pitch. So 0-1 the count. Ventura County trying to make the Arroyo Seco Saints blink in this staring contest. In these first 2 innings of work have been scoreless baseball, but it's been all great pitching between these two programs. I mean, what do you expect? Ventura County Pirates, as we mentioned before, 2019 champions. And if you look at it, in the last 4 years, Ventura County has 2 championship titles with the Sunset Baseball League. This is a team that if you want to play the best, this is them. This is the team you want to go after. And even then, the Sunset Baseball League, they created a division called the Best of the West, consisting of the Inland Valley Bucks, Pirates, Long Beach Legends, SoCal Shepherds, and the Ventura County Pirates. And there's a cracked bat, and look at that. Climbing up the ladder is Brandon Boning. Absolutely showing off the hops right then and there. Elevation. He might need to go play some basketball after a play like that, and definitely keeping this game scoreless as Ventura County Pirates being robbed of a run. We remain scoreless here in Jackie Robinson Field. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Brandon Boning, also known as air boning, climbing the ladders and being able to nag a liner there. As we go to the bottom of the third, Jackson Cobb, the 9-hitter, will lead things off. And going into this game, Tommy, you were talking about how excited you were to see Jackson Cobb take the field this season for the Arroyo Seco Saints.
Jackson Cobb is one of the most exciting players on this Saints roster, was an absolute freak athlete back in high school. All-state football, all-state baseball. Baseball numbers were amazing. 23 doubles, 20 triples, 49 stolen bases, 103 runs in his career over at Pleasant Grove High School. Originally an Arkansas baseball commit. Played there for a year, didn't get much playing time, decided to redshirt and transfer. Now he's at Texas Tech over there, and I'm sure the Red Raiders are real happy that he's on their roster.
Absolutely, showing a lot of athleticism, and even then in high school, finished his high school career with 8 home runs, 23 doubles, 20 triples, 49 stolen bases, and 103 runs scored.
You know, Alex, he actually tore his ACL in football his senior year. Forced him to come back late into the baseball season. Amazing rehab procedures in order to come back for it. Played 5 games, 5 home runs in those 5 games as senior year.
Cobb goes after a breaking ball, and the out has to be recorded over at first as Cobb goes down on strikes.
That breaking ball has been a problem for the Saints. They're ahead of them a lot, and they're sitting on that fastball. They might want to sit back and watch for those breaking pitches, those sliders and those curveballs. They're fooling them right now through the first part of the order.
And a fun little stat to throw out there. Trevor Garcia is in absolute control of this ball game, has struck out the last 3 batters that have stepped up to the plate as we go back to the leadoff spot with Brandon Boning and see, could he also get it done with the stick just like he did with the glove in the last inning?
That would be something to see, honestly. Boning, foul ball off the knob of his bat right there. I thought it hit him again. We saw him get hit twice on Saturday, so a magnet being in him for the ball wouldn't be shocking, but hits the bottom knob of the bat. Continue play.
And quite honestly, you'd prefer it to hit the knob of the bat as opposed to your hand, because that's a serious injury that we have seen that happen throughout the major leagues where guys get hit in the hand and they end up being out a couple of weeks. One guy that comes into mind was Corey Seager, the shortstop for the Dodgers.
Now batting for the Saints, center fielder, 25, Conor Bradshaw, number 25. Your attention, please. Now batting for the Saints. Third baseman, number 3, Cooper Elliott. Number 3.
Seems like we lost half our broadcast on that one. We're trying to figure that one out right now. Saints are threatening right now. Runners at first and third. Cooper Elliott up to bat. Fouls it off. Boning and Bradshaw are the runners at third and first. Ball comes in over there. Garcia was dominating, had 3 strikeouts. Ran into some trouble at the top of the order now here. Time is called. Garcia is going to reset. It's going to be a ball there, and Elliott's going to walk. It's going to bring the bases loaded now here for the one they call Pilu, Peyton Lewis.
Number 11, Chapter, Peyton Lewis.
It's going to be a meeting at the mound here to decide what they're going to do now.
Pirates call time.
I think they're just getting Garcia something to take a rest about. We got you back now, Alex?
Tommy, can you hear me okay?
Oh, there he is. It's beautiful.
Oh, man, we're back into action.
You scared me. I thought I was going to have to do play-by-play the rest of this. Ridiculous.
Well, Tommy, did I miss a whole lot while I was gone?
Honestly, not too much. You're caught up to speed right now. Bases are loaded here for the Saints, threatening. Ventura's taking their sweet time right now. Umpire's going to have to come out there and tell him, hey, let's get this thing moving, all right?
Well, by the looks of it, I believe after Boney getting on with that 1-out single, Conor Bradshaw hit a ground ball to second, but the second baseman could not hang on to it, tried to turn the double play. The E4 was able to allow Boney to go from play. Bradshaw able to go to first, then Cooper Elliott able to get on with the walk. So now the base is loaded with just one gun. Things looking great here for the Arroyo Seco Saints, and would definitely like to get some run support for the right-handed arm, Derek Yu, who is taking over in the ball game. There is an arm warming up for Arroyo Seco at the moment, so we'll see if maybe Yu will continue on for another inning. As Lewis cuts through the 0-1, now trailing in the count with 2 strikes.
Yeah, maybe that break was all Garcia needed. Was, their sun's going down, the shadows, like you said. It's just as hard for the pitchers to sometimes see where they want to locate the pitches as Lewis fouls it off. And sometimes it's just nice to step off, take a breath, gather your thoughts, get back on there, ready to attack.
So 0-2 count for Peyton Lewis as he drives one over to right center
going.
field, and you could say
Grand slam,
goodbye to that one.
Peyton Lewis gets us started. Our first bomb of the year. It's a grand salami, Alex.
And you could say goodbye to that one as Peyton Lewis answers with a huge call with 4 runs on the board, just like that, giving some serious run support now for Derek Yu.
And now Yu's going to be lined up for the win. Not doing a lot of work, but as the next guy up after someone who didn't go 5 innings, he's got a nice 4-run cushion, even if he comes out next inning or not. That was a shot out there by Lewis, by the way, right over the right center wall. Fastball high and up, and he took it for a ride.
And this is exactly what the Saints are capable of, coming up with big-time runs. And as we talked about it early on in the broadcast, the first 2 innings so far in these first 2 ball games seems to be the Achilles heel for the Arroyo Seco Saints, putting up zeros on the first 2 innings of work. But then right when you see them in that 3rd inning, they just put up some runs. Going back to that San Diego Force game on Saturday, they put up 4 runs as well in the bottom of the 3rd. But get this, Tommy. 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning was a 4 spot, followed by a 5 spot, then a 2 spot.
Yeah, the middle of the order really came hungry. And don't get it twisted. The bottom of the order really likes to hit as well. Cowden's going to ground it over to first base. It's going to unfortunately not beat it out. But this team is stacked full of hitters, full of speed, full of guys who are just hungry to play baseball. And I think that's what Milam does in his recruiting, is he just wants guys who are ready to adjust to the system, adapt to the culture, and be able to put some lumber on the ball.
So far, it's been one swing of the bat that is the difference maker in the ball game. For those of you just joining us, here in the bottom of the 3rd, it was a grand slam hit by Peyton Lewis, showing some serious pop early on in the season. So 1-0 the count to the Huntington Beach High School alum, Jag Burden. His last trip at the plate. Got on with the base on balls as he drives one a long way over to left, but is playable and caught by Trenton Palace. So 4 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and no runners left on base. 4-0 in favor of Arroyo Seco Saints as you're listening to the Saints on the radio network. Big inning for Arroyo Seco, being able to put a 4 spot as we go to the top of the 4th. 4, 5, and 6 slots coming up for Ventura County. Jason Ajamian will be leading things off. Takes one at the knees for a called strike. New pitcher on the bump as well, Crayon Hanson, the 6'2" freshman from Wichita State. We've got a few guys on the roster from Wichita.
A few guys from Creighton, too.
And the guy on the mound is named Crayon.
That's what I mean. That was the play on words there. Kind of an odd name for a first name, but hey, as long as he can throw baseballs down the middle of the plate and a little bit off speed to fool him, I think Aaron Milan will take him.
And already looking pretty good. Attacking the zone, 1-2 is the count. Slow roller back to the mound as Hanson will field it and flip it over to first.
Now batting for the Pirates, shortstop, number 1, David Reyna.
And that's what you like to see there if you're Creighton Hanson there. Quick 1, 2, 3 inning would be ideal for him. First guy goes down on the ground ball. Let's attack the second guy now.
So they put away the leadoff hitter, David Reyna. Will now occupy the batter's box. Last time up, put up a good at-bat against the starter, Tommy Steyer. Was able to fill up the count, but it was Steyer who won the battle. Reyna was able to put some great lumber on the ball, but it's a pretty deep right field. Ground ball right up the middle, and the shortstop has to come up with it, and Boning cannot hang on to it. It was like he was playing with a bar of butter.
Well, he got to the ball, couldn't get the transition down quite well. Boning's been out here making crazy plays. We told you that the middle infield was super athletic. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to get to that one. Maybe he could have gotten a throw off there. Better safe than sorry. Hold on to it. Live to see another day.
My question is, we're going to call that a hit.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Absolutely.
I think he was going to be through there.
So a pitch in the dirt. Lewis bodies up on the pitch nicely. Wasn't quite sure if that was going to be ruled an error or a hit, but we're going to actually give it to David Reyna there.
Brandon Boning just makes that play look easy. That's why it's a hard decision.
And again, we were talking about it early on in the broadcast. Considering the amount of range, there's a high chopper coming off of the mound as Hanson takes it all on his own.
Well, Marsh went after the chopper, too. A little bit of confusion there. Heads-up play by Creighton Hanson just to take it himself because Marsh had to turn all the way around, wasn't going to be ready there. Now we got 2 down, runner at second. Get after him, Creighton.
You ever heard of a 1U?
A 1U, unassisted.
A 1U unassisted is what the official ruling is on that play, as was able to put Palace away. As here's a line drive over to left. They're going to wave in the runner. The throw is going to go to second, and now it's a 4-1 ball game.
Yeah, just a nice piece of hitting over there to left field. Josh Cowden fields it nicely. Not going to be able to throw someone out from 330 feet just like that. And that's how the Ventura County Pirates will get their first run of the ball game.
So 4-1 here in Jackie Robinson Field. Ventura County Pirates trying to show that there's still plenty of fight in these Pirates.
Still a very early game here. The Saints are going to have a lot of different pitchers out there. It's kind of hard to time someone up when you got 8 different arms coming at you. But they're definitely trying here in the 4th, and we'll see if Creighton Hanson can get out of this.
This inning started off by retiring Ajamian with a grounder back to the pitcher, followed by the infield single by David Reyna. The ground ball, the 1U, retired, putting away Trenton Palace. That was able to advance Reyna to second. Then the 2-out RBI single hit by Darren Taylor. Now it's a 2-2 count to the number 8 hitter, Dante Zamudio.
Zamudio's been putting together a lot of good at-bats, fouling off a lot, drew the walk last time. He has definitely been a problem so far for these Saints pitchers. And even though, he's not making contact and getting the big hits, riding up those pitch counts and drawing walks are just as valuable for a team.
So back-to-back full counts here by the second baseman, Zamudio. 3-2 the count. Runner. Looks like he will be going here. Pitch in the dirt. And what do you know? Zamudio with another passport.
Yeah, just textbook plate appearances right there. Not the fanciest looking stat, but a lot of coaches around the country love walks. On-base percentage is all what you're talking about. Going from station to station, let some other guys hit you in too.
So Peyton Lewis is going to go out to the mound, have a word with his pitcher Hanson, as Hanson was looking very good early on in this inning. Ran into some trouble as the Pirates were able to come up with some key hits to clobber their first run of the ball game. As the 9-hitter Emilio Morales now stepping up to the plate with runners on first and second, 4-1 here in Jackie Robinson Field in Pasadena, California.
Yeah, Morales representing the tying run all of a sudden. Fouls that one off. See if he can do something for the Pirates. Get a little rally started over here while they got some ducks on the pond.
Morales is 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. And there's a pitch in the dirt. Great heads-up base running there for Ventura County, as it'll make 2 runners in scoring position, the first time this evening.
Kind of odd there. Lewis goes so low, loses the glove on that one. It's still able to get it on the ball, but fielding the ball with no glove on your hand, a little bit different here at Jackie Robinson College Summer Ball.
So 1-1 the count now to Emilio Morales. There's a high fastball by Hanson. 2-1 the count now. And at the moment, no arms warming up for Arroyo Seco at the moment. Saints trying to hang on to this 3-run lead. Fastball misses low, and now Hanson is in a serious jam now. 3-1 hitters count.
With the top of the order coming up next.
First base is open. There's a 3-1. Nice location. Getting that fastball in the inner half. 3-2 the count.
Yeah, Morales thought that one was going to be a little inside. Turns out it got the corner. Go after it, Creighton. Attack him. Get the strikeout here.
3-2. Gets after him. Huge K here in the top of the 4th inning. But damage is done for the Ventura County Pirates. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base as we go to the bottom of the 4th. As you're listening to the Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network.
Designated hitter, number 16, Bo Willis. Number 16.
So the Pirates able to get a run back, but still trailing by 3, 4-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Isaac Amador now taking over on the bump for Ventura County. This is a southpaw coming out of LA Valley College, the sophomore, with that 5'9" frame, weighing in at 160 pounds, going to be facing off against the lower half of the order. Face off against the leadoff hitter, Bo Willis.
I'm sure Willis is licking his chops to the lefty coming up right now for him. Doesn't get too many opportunities to see that. Definitely a lot easier to get it over that left field fence with a southpaw on the bump.
And that one's sharply hit right up the middle for a leadoff single, and is definitely very happy about not seeing Trevor Garcia back on the bump. Now coming and rebounding from the strikeout to a leadoff single.
Willis off to a pretty nice start these first two games. Now up to his third hit here of the season. A couple of RBIs for him. Actually, one RBI. 2 runs scored. We'll see what Marsh can do and maybe add to that run total.
As they start him off with a breaking ball low to Blake Marsh, who in his last time up struck out as well. So another hitter that is going to be pretty happy to not see Trevor Garcia, who went 3 innings of work, struck out 4 hitters, 2 passports, along with 6 base hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. And also, temperature going down here in Pasadena. Says that it's 91, but it definitely feels much more refreshing here. And a liner going over to left. And it continues to be Oppo Taco here in Pasadena, California, and Jackie Robinson Field. I think you and I would definitely love to have some tacos right now, right?
Yeah, tacos definitely always are good with baseball games. Not traditionally seen together, but when's a bad time for a taco? I mean, honestly. And to go back to that heat comment, yeah, 91 feels pretty cool when 108 is staring at you at first pitch.
Definitely some very warm conditions, but the conditions definitely coming down as the stadium lights are in full effect here in Jackie Robinson Field. And temperatures are dropping. And it's definitely feeling like a very great evening of baseball here. And it's been great baseball here in Jackie Robinson Field. 4-1 in favor of your Arroyo Seco Saints. All done with one swing of the bat by the man himself, Peyton Lewis, on a grand slam. And now the Saints threatening with a pair of ducks in the pond, with Jackson Cobb cutting through the 0-1, now trailing the count 0-2.
Lefty-lefty matchup here. Haven't seen too many of those from Cobb. Let's see how he adjusts.
Pulls the string that time on the pitch. And Cobb takes all the way, 1-2. As Cobb, his last time up, struck out. Came up with a leadoff at-bat in the bottom of the third. Would be a perfect time for him as the leadoff hitter to get on. But now in a different situation for the 9-hitter. Definitely now coming into drive mode. Has a runner in scoring position by the name of Bo Willis at second. Blake Marsh over at first.
We saw Amador go breaking ball, fastball there. I wouldn't be surprised to go back to the breaking ball. Saints have been shown to pull the trigger on it all year.
And goes with the fastball. And here's a deep drive over to right. Tracked down and caught by Jacob Ortega. Runner from second, tagging and going over to third. So Jackson Cobb does his job, able to get the lead runner now to third.
Yeah, put really good wood on that ball. I mean, that was a fire off the bat. Moves the runner over. Runner's now at the corner for the top of the order. You like to have those balls hit the grass, but ultimately you did your job there, Jackson.
So the Saints still in a good situation here with one gone. Runners at the corners. You go back to the top of the order with the hitter Brandon Boney coming off with a 1-out single his last time up. And this one sharply hit, but just goes foul. You can definitely tell that Brandon Boning, he is in attack mode. He's not looking to get on with a walk. He's looking to get on with an RBI and would love to get that run back, especially for his pitcher, Crayon Hanson, which there continues to be no movement in the Saints' pen. As the southpaw takes a look at the runner over at first, delivers with a fastball at the letters, and now Boning's got a fight with 2. Four to 1 in favor of the Arroyo Seco Saints. It's been 4 in the third and 1 for Ventura County Pirates, as the Saints are looking to threat here in this inning. Would love to get not just that 1 run back, but would definitely like to get more.
And Boning's been in these situations before for the Saints already. It was a big part of their win on Saturday. Let's see if he can come up and capitalize in this 4th inning right here. It's right on him, following him off.
And that's a good thing about Brandon Boning. You're going to be seeing some great ABs coming out of him. He doesn't really give away at-bats all that often. Got it. You're going to be expecting him to be building up pitch counts. And if he's swinging at a great pitch. Goes after one as we say that there. I hope that's not the broadcaster's jinx. And Boning goes down on strikes.
You know, I think that one was in a pretty good location. I think it just fooled him. A little bit of off speed, like I said. Might have been the change up there. Didn't break too much. Just something that they were out in front of again for the Saints. And that's been the story of the first 4 innings so far.
So there's the first K of the night for Isaac Amador, and it's a huge one as this one is blasted over to left, and a leaping grab there by Trenton Palace. Showing off the glove work there over and left, robbing Conor Bradshaw of a base hit and more. As it remains 4 to 1 here in Jackie Robinson Field as you're listening to the Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Trenton Palace coming up with a big play. And it's all about defensive glove work, and Palace showed it there over at left, robbing Conor Bradshaw of a base hit. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. Alex Naveca with you all, and alongside of me is Tommy Wartz. 4 to 1. Arroyo Seco Saints with a 3-run lead as the leadoff batter, Kyle Soberano, occupying the left-handed batter's box, trailing the count 0-2 and still facing off against Crayon Hanson on the mound.
Good bounce-back inning could be here for Crayon Hanson. Comes out 1-2-3, gets the strikeout after a rough first inning. Comes out here in the 5th, 1-2-3. The breaking ball gets him.
So they agree Soberano with a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night to retire the first batter, and it's Ian Mcintyre stepping into the box. Currently 0 for 1 with a pop out at second and hit by a pitch his last time up. And that's a curveball there by Hanson. Didn't look like he got the full grip and the full release of the ball. That was a curveball that stayed up. 1-0 the count to Ian Mcintyre. It's nice to see the Sunset Baseball League starting to grow and really getting a lot more teams into the league. One team, the Arroyo Seco Sentinels, a team close to here. Ground ball over to second. Nothing that Jackson Cobb can do there for Arroyo Seco as that one ends up at right center field, and it's a one-out single for Mcintyre.
Hanson's just trying to get ground balls out here. He's coming out for his second inning of work. Gets the ground ball just right where they aren't. Up the middle, that's a textbook piece of hitting. That's where you want to hit your line drives when you're hitting them.
So here's the three-hitter, Jacob Ortega, stepping up to the plate. And as we were talking about it before, the Sunset Baseball League, Sentinels being a new team, the Legends having two teams now, originally called the Long Beach Legends, splitting it up, Orange County Legends and Long Beach Legends.
It's a good name for a ball club. Makes sense why they got two of them.
Very legendary club. I do have to say, this is a previous Sunset Baseball League champion, and this is a team that always recruits great players coming into every season. There goes the runner. Unleash the rabbit. Unleash the gun. And he's in there.
No, I like Hanson just attacking the zone here, even though it costed him to give up a hit and now the stolen base. He's gotten to 2 strikes on all his guys right now. He's just trying to throw strikes at this point.
And you do got to love the base running that the Ventura County Pirates provide here as Ortega hits this one a long way over to right as Burden makes the catch. Runner at second, tagging the throw, goes to third, and it could be a close play, but the runner beats out the throw.
There is a hop on that Burden throw, maybe on a line that gets him, but that's right where you want it if you're Jack Burden out there. Honestly, a lot closer play than I thought. Ball just kept getting in there closer and closer.
So Burden showing off that arm over there in right and definitely capable of throwing out guys over at third. It's just the speed of Ian Mcintyre that beats out the throw. So with 2 gone, it's Jason Ajamian. Decides to lay off of the breaking ball. Some more new teams for the Sunset Baseball League. We also see the California Cage Rats along with the Shepherds and the East LA Dodgers. And it's nice to see the Inland Valley Bucks also a part of the Sunset Baseball League now as well. And quite a few Inland Valley teams in here on the Sunset Baseball League. You've got the Bucks and the Inland Valley Pirates. And here's a chopper going over to third, gloved nicely by Elliott. Elliott unleashing the gun and gets the third out.
Textbook play over there by Elliott. He's had a really good time over there at the hot corner. Hopefully he can continue it later in this baseball game.
The Arroyo Seco Saints defense able to put a stop to Ventura County trying to score run number 2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Saints 4-1 here in Jackie Robinson Field. Alex Naveca alongside of me is Tommy Warts. And there's a showed bunt last minute going down the third base line. The throw across the chest, and consider it an infield single for Cooper Elliott.
I told you, this team's got a lot of speed. He pulled up there at the end. He knew he was going to be safe. Third baseman still made a play. Didn't even matter. He doesn't play the hot corner like Cooper Elliott, so Cooper Elliott decided, I'll lay the bunt down and test it out.
So Darren Taylor, slow to get to that bunt, did everything he could, barehanded it and threw across his chest and released as quickly as possible, but just could not get it on in time. And the thing about Taylor, that he was playing behind third. It wasn't like he was playing parallel to the bag. It would be a much different story, but it's an infield single. Peyton Lewis now stepping up to the plate and currently swinging a red-hot stick after that grand slammy. And currently the difference maker of the game.
First home run of the year for the Saints. Looked pretty good doing it, too. I don't want to say I told him so, but I said if he wanted to get the interview today, he would have to hit a home run of some sorts. And I think I might have put that in the universe for him.
And no pressure there, Peyton Lewis, and he did not show any pressure in that last at-bat. Definitely showed up in the big moment. And you know what? That's what the game of baseball is all about, showing up where it matters the most. As so far, the Saints really have been showing up where it matters most, as there's a pitch that hits Lewis. But the Saints will take it. They'll have a pair of runners on now with no outs, and couldn't look any better.
Hey, we got a great athletic trainer, Sally, and you know what she does? She has ice. She can tape anything up. Peyton Lewis eats that one on the elbow, walks over to first base, ups the on-base percentage.
The game of baseball all about getting on, and still no outs as we talked about it before. Cooper Elliott getting on with a drag bunt. Then Lewis getting on with a hit by pitch. And here's a left-handed stick, Josh Cowden.
Cowden got a single in the first. Actually, in the second inning, rather. Grounded out his last time up. Catcher has some problems with the ball in the dirt. Couldn't find it. Try looking down next time.
Some catchers think that it goes through the wickets and they think it's already by them. So that's why the first instinct is to look back as opposed to trying to look down. Now it's fouled back to the backstop. Count evened up at 1-1.
I love watching Cowden play. I've only seen him 2 games. I feel like I know his entire game. Just a grit and grind kind of guy. He is not satisfied with whatever he does. He always wants to do more. Guy out of BYU. He is definitely a really great guy for the culture. Good team leader in there for the Saints for this 2021 season.
And this is a guy that definitely led in a lot of offensive categories for BYU. I mean, just to start off with, batting average was 5th on the team, 239. And as far as at-bats are concerned as well, created many of them for himself. 163 and was 4th in that category. 29 runs scored as he put some great lumber on this one over to right. And you could say goodbye to that one.
Cowden does it. I told you, this guy is hungry, and he came up. You said 239 batting average. Well, his on-base percentage, 369. He likes to come out and attack the baseball when he does it. Slugs very high at BYU, too. He sends a 3-run shot. We got 2 home runs in Game 2 here already. 7-1 Saints now.
And just like that, it is a 7-1 ball game. That swing of the bat is worth 3 runs right there. And they have just put the gap on the Ventura County Pirates.
I told you, these Saints, they like to come out swinging the bat. And when Josh Cowden saw Peyton Lewis hit a home run, he said, anything you can do, I can do better maybe. And decided that he would go after one too.
And there's a chopper over on the right side of the mound. Unleashing the throw is Isaac Amador to try to get the out in time, but it's the speedy Jag Burden that beats out the throw.
And that's 2 infield hits this inning alone for the Saints. I hate to say it over and over again, but I'm preaching the speed that Milam recruits all over the country, and it's being put on full display here in this 5th inning.
And it's all about location, location, location as well. And that one was in the no man zone, as here's one that's elevated over to left center field, caught there by Ian Mcintyre, and it's one gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, I'm sure that pitch looked like a watermelon to Bo Willis there. He knew he wanted that one, just got under it. Unfortunately, center field was able to make the play. He sees that pitch again. We might see another long ball today.
And we can't discount that into the equation for the Saints. Already 7-1, a 3 spot so far here in this inning, and it's barely the first out. With one gone, it's Blake Marsh. As Isaac Amador, pick-off attempt over at first. Haven't really seen the Saints steal a whole lot of bags this evening. It's been allowing the sticks work at bats, allow them to get on.
Hard to steal bases when your teammates are hitting home runs for you to come home and score, too.
No real point, really, to have to steal. This lineup has really proven to have a lot of pop and experience, if you ask me. And there's a ground ball over to second and gets by the second baseman, Dante Zamudio. Runner goes from first to third and stretches that single into a double, so runners will be on second and third.
Well, Marsh right there, that's an amazing play right there. It was not a ball that got to the wall or anything, a little bit in the gap, but I had wrote single in the book already, and he stretched it into a double like nothing.
So he's able to leg one into a double, and of course that's just a heads-up base running by the Arroyo Seco Saints as time is called here at the Ventura County Pirates. And we'll see if they come in with the hook or if they're going to allow Isaac Amador to continue to work through this inning. And nope, it looks like that'll be it as he comes in with the hook. That's it for Isaac Amador. And the Arroyo Seco Saints continue to threat here in this one. 7-1 in favor of your Arroyo Seco Saints.
Cobb, number 1.
Bring you back to the action here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Been a 3 spot so far with 1 gone. Derek Potts will take over on the mound. Potts, right-handed arm, a 6'2" frame, weighing in at 188 pounds. Out of the University of Arkansas, Monticello. Facing off against Jackson Cobb. The count even up at 1-1. Runners in scoring position as well for the Arroyo Seco Saints as he gets Cobb to cut through the 1-1. So Isaac Amador going in 1 in the 3rd innings. Struck out 1, did not walk anybody. Allowed 5 hits and 3 earned runs.
Cobb following that last one off, right back to the backstop here. I believe he is the only Saint to not reach base today. Does that sound right, Alex? I think it looks like it, right?
That is correct. He is the only one, and definitely his whole entire team inside of the dugout, hoping that Cobb could get on base. Count even up at 2-2 now. Would definitely love to get on as he put some great wood on this one. It's a deep fly ball over to right center field, but tracked down nicely is a center fielder, Ian Mcintyre. Tagging from 3rd and coming in to score is Jag Burden. Make it 8-1.
That's now 2 at-bats in a row. We had really good flyouts there from Cobb that moved runners over. This one he gets an RBI out of. Not going to hurt the batting average at all. We're back to the top of the lineup here with Brandon Boning. 1 for 3 today. Got a couple of Ks on him, but a single and a run scored. Guy on 3rd base here that maybe could help his RBI total out too.
Jackson Cobb, as we were talking about, it helps himself out there, knows the situation. All he knows that he's got to knock in that runner from 3rd. Does so with the sac fly over to right center. So now Brandon Boning with an opportunity to get a ribby here as Blake Marsh taking a lead over at 3rd. And Boning would definitely love to get an RBI here in this one. So far, he is 1 for 3 with 2 Ks, a single, and a run scored.
A couple of nice plays in the field too, though.
Can't discount that either. Definitely had a robbery hit. Robbed Jacob Ortega of a liner. And I've got to say, rewinding back to that play, he got some elevation on that leap.
He definitely did. We joke about it now, the Air Boning brand that's going to come out of it. Definitely got a lot higher than me on that one. I haven't been known to be able to jump even as high as onto a phone book. So we'll have to see if Boning can get higher later in the season, get to mid-season form.
I think you and I will have to talk to Brandon Boning about that brand that you and I made up. Air Boning coming to a store near you. As a 3-2 is at the letters, and it's a strike 3 call.
Yeah, I think Boning knew that one.
But the damage is done here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. 8-1, Arroyo Seco.
Jackie Robinson. If you all a 8-10 in favor of the
Got a new pitcher on the mound, and it's Diego Avila. Avila, 6 foot, sophomore out of Claremont McKenna College, weighing in at 175 pounds from Glendale, California.
Yeah, pretty respectable career out there for Avila. As year 4 starts, 22 innings pitched over there, 3.60 ERA.
O2 is blocked in the dirt rather nicely. As a matter of fact, we do have a new catcher behind the plate as well. Starting to see some new faces now coming on. So it's Tanner Lindsley that's going to be the catcher behind the plate. And Lindsley coming in with some pretty good size behind the plate. 6'5" and weighing in at 220 pounds from Oral Roberts.
Absolute unit behind the plate there.
Going to allow Peyton Lewis to taking the ball game from the dugout. Nice breaking ball there by Avila. Could not get that strike call. 2-2, the count out to David Reyna at the plate. 1 for 3 with a fly out to right. Single, an infield single. A run scored. And now looking to fight back here in this at-bat. As the 2-2 misses low. Now we've got ourselves a full count. Diego Avila coming out of Claremont McKenna College. Had that 2-1 record, the second best in that program. Did not quite get to finish up their year in 2020 because of that COVID year, as the 3-2 is at the knees and another one bites the dust.
Way to make quick work there of that first batter there for Avila. 3-2 count, but ends up winning the battle there.
So they retired David Reyna, and here is Trenton Palace. Avila also 22 innings of work. That was the third most on the Claremont McKenna College program in 2020. Unfortunately, Claremont did not have a program or did not have a season last year. So not exactly full complete numbers there for Diego Avila.
Sure doesn't look like he's missing a beat out there on the mound. Still attacking the zone. Comes out there with a strike on the first pitch here of the second bat of the inning. And he's got strike 2 there.
That was a pitch down low. Palace tried striking that one down. The lower part of the plate. And just like you said it, Diego Avila has not skipped a beat. Really looking very good, but also getting a lot of help with the batters. The batters chasing after these pitches that are down low. Decides to fire a pitch very identical to the last one. And with that strikeout against David Reyna, to talk about the Ks, did have 17 Ks in 2020. That was the third most on the Claremont McKenna program. As the 1-2 is fouled back. The delivery by Diego Avila really does remind you of a slight Clayton Kershaw type of delivery, except Avila is a right-handed pitcher. Do you see it, Tommy?
I do see it. I know you yourself, big Dodger fan, and love to bring out those references. I'm I'm not. I don't get those big LA references. Those Midwest kids over here. We don't watch too much of your baseball. It's usually too late by the time you guys are going.
Well, the reason why I say that, Avila, when he has that leg kick, he has that Clayton Kershaw, that hesitation, then uses that back leg to drive the front leg in front of him to be able to drive and deliver the pitch. So very Clayton Kershaw-like. Right there, kicks and that Kershaw lunge and firing that pitch.
Even similar to a teammate of Kershaw's now, Bauer. You see that right there as well, too. Using that back leg to generate all that power. That's what it is at pitching. It all comes from the legs and then finishing it all the way through to the fingertips. And Avila's putting on a clinic out here. 2-2 count now. See if he can finish this guy up right here.
Here comes the 2-2. Another breaking ball in the final moments. Breaking.
Yeah, you could tell Palace wanted to swing at that one. He had to hold up here. Good eye there. Drawing the full count now here for Avila and Palace.
Back-to-back full counts for Diego Avila. The Pirates making Avila work here as we'll do it again, the 3-2, and it's fouled back.
Seen a lot of at-bats go long, and these guys really are just trying to prove something out here. No matter what, early in the season, they want to get the bats started quick as possible, avoid any slumps. Some of these guys, like you said, haven't even played organized baseball in upwards of a year for some of these guys. They're just hungry to get out here in the summer, and they don't have any school or finals to worry about at all. This is just straight baseball for the next 2 months for these guys. And it's the closest some of these guys will get to pro ball at all, just obligated to baseball.
I was just going to say that right now. This really is the closest thing to pro ball for all of these players, not having to worry about any obligations, as you mentioned before, as far as schoolwork is concerned or anything. And playing almost like a daily basis type of thing. You play Tuesday through Saturday. Sometimes you'll get Sundays off, and then you'll definitely get Mondays off. So this is more like a MILB type of schedule, especially this year. MILB just discounting those Monday games as the 3-2 pitch just misses on the outer edge, and it's a 1-out walk by Trenton Palace. And what an AB it was.
I think Palace really wanted to swing at that one and just started walking to first base before our umpires here could make a call and pretty much tell them that, hey, I'm getting walked on this one. I don't want to strike out.
So a base on balls there for Trenton Palace, and Darren Taylor stepping up to the plate. Taylor had a huge responsibility trying to field that drag bunt by Cooper Elliott as he gives this one a drive over to right center field, and you could say goodbye to that one. That's a 2-run blast there by Darren Taylor to be able to cut this deficit, now making it into an 8-3 ball game.
Balls are flying out today here in the Valley of Pasadena. Doesn't matter that air is a little bit thicker today than it was on Saturday. These guys are just getting the right piece of the bat on the ball, and they're flying all over the place. It's 8-3 here in the 6th. Saints got to be careful.
So Diego Avila making a mistake there, leaving that one high and allowing Darren Taylor to flex the muscles there and cutting it out to an 8-3 ball game. As Dante Zamudio now stepping up to the plate. And we were just talking about putting up some great ABs, and here comes Zamudio, who has put up 2 stellar at-bats already with filling up the count and averaging 6 pitches for him to get on base, and they have not put him on the shelf this afternoon. His first time up, getting on, filling up the count, and on pitch number 10, he was able to get on with a base on balls his last time up, also with 6 pitches, came in with another walk.
Yeah, Avila's got to have a short-term memory after that one. Just gave him a good pitch to hit. He's throwing strikes, 2-1 count here. He's trying to battle back. Avila definitely is a guy that the Saints are relying on to get out of this inning, and you just got to get these next 2 guys. I'm sure someone will come help him out after this.
You could say Diego Avila really trying to attack the lower part of the plate, but has not really gotten a lot of results in that part of the plate. Now trailing the count 3-1 against Zamudio. Fastball misses high and away, and what do you know? Zamudio has yet to record an official at-bat this evening.
Well, there's one thing is for certain. There are 3 guarantees in life, and that is death, taxes, and Derek Zamudio drawing an at-bat out for a walk.
3 passports given to Dante Zamudio, but unfortunately have not been able to allow him to score.
Johnny Pacquiao from Cal State, LA.
And there's a pitch in there for a called strike. So the pinch hitter at the plate now is Johnny Pacheco now, coming from Cal State, LA. And there's a fastball that misses high and inside.
Yeah, Villa here trying to stay away from those high balls in the count right now. I think he needs to attack this lower part of the zone, get some balls on the ground. Everything's just been going up in the air. You got to attack and claim that lower zone. Try to make your defense make plays for you. Double play ends the inning right here.
And there goes the runner, but is popped up and going foul.
The Pirates, they got very mobile on the base pass. I don't know if the Saints aren't checking them well enough or if they have that much confidence in their runners, but 2 stolen bases already today, and they're trying for more here in the 6th inning too.
Giving an opportunity for Tanner Lindsley behind the plate to show off the gun that he has. Big lead as well over at first. You look at Dante Zamudio, not exactly the most honest of leads over at first. And of course, as the pitcher Avila, you're going to check up on Zamudio. That's a stealing lead. Top of the 6th inning here in Jackie Robinson Field. 8-3 in favor of the Arroyo Seco Saints. Alex Naveja alongside of me is Tommy Wirtz. And there goes Zamudio, and it's fouled back.
Yeah, Zamudio's not shying away from trying to take second base. Coming right back the next pitch. He wants it. Really turning into a beautiful night here in Pasadena, Alex. And there's still helicopters flying around all the place. You guys got a lot of those. You know, not so many in Wisconsin. It's mostly airplanes, okay? Helicopters, you see quite a bit of them, a couple a day.
You definitely do have your fair share of planes that fly around here in Pasadena. I mean, especially with the Rose Bowl right behind us right here, Tommy. So I know there's not a lot of action going on over there in the Rose Bowl. But, of course, even LAX, the LA International Airport, not that far away from here as well. So definitely we're going to be having some planes fly around here, and a lot of traveling going on now, especially with the reopening of things today. As far as both Dodgers and Angel Stadium, both having their stadiums at full capacity, as the Dodgers were saying that this is reopening day going on right now at this very moment. As there goes Zamudio, that's a strikeout. The throw down is there. Sit down.
Strike him out, throw him out.
Throw him out right then and there. So beautiful pair of outs right there. That 1-2 dynamic duo of Avila and Lindsley to get out of the inning.
25, Conor Bradshaw.
Gotta love that 1-2 punch of Avila and Lindsley coming up with that strike him out, throw him out. As we go to the bottom of the sixth inning, 2, 3, and 4 spots coming up for the Saints. Conor Bradshaw will lead things off.
Big difference there with Lindsley coming back in now. We had Lewis step behind the plate for the first part of the game, and Lindsley's first shot to try to throw a runner out, and he did it.
So Lindsley already creating a name for himself and trying to create some competition here for some of the catchers here in this rotation as Conor Bradshaw goes down with 3 pitches.
Pretty quick at bat there. Not something you like to see from Bradshaw. He's going to have to come dig down, dive deep in the next one. Never want to go down on 3 pitches. Want to be more competitive than that.
Derek Potts now coming in with a pair of Ks here in this relief appearance. So looking very good right about now. Has faced a total of 3 hitters. And if you're playing in the major leagues, that would be good enough for a substitution. As you recall that game against the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Angels where the Diamondbacks were trying to make a pitching change, but they had not faced the 3-batter minimum. But not the case here. It's summer ball.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that rule. You know, the situational lefty is it was a job in the MLB, you know? The 3-batter minimum, I get why they want to do it. They want to keep the pace of play faster in baseball, but honestly, baseball's been pretty great for the last 100 so years, and changing too much of it could stir up the pot a little bit. I get what the MLB is trying to do, but personally for me, I'm a big fan of the situational lefty.
That lefty definitely can come in key when you have to face off against some pretty strong left-handed sticks.
Quite a few of them on the Dodgers.
And of course, like the Brewers as well, they have Christian Yelich over there occupying that left-handed batter's box as well. And there's a pop-up in foul territory, tracked down nicely by the catcher.
You know, those plays are harder than they look over there, and to catch those pop-ups as they're running away from you, that's a heads-up play over there by Bradley Chesterton.
So 2 gone. Here is Peyton Lewis. And there's a ground ball, but fouled off. Pardon me, it's Tanner Lindsley that is the batter in the batter's box.
I do also have to apologize. I thought it was 34. It seems to be 14. That is Johnny Pacheco behind the plate. Nice play, Johnny. Meant no disrespect by that. Lindsley is just a monster in that left-handed batter's box. Like we said, 6'5", plays the catcher. He's going to rip one right through over there. First baseman's able to field it. Very good play over there by Potts to go cover the first bag. But a couple of promising at-bats here for the Saints, 8-3 as we're going to head out of the bottom of the 6th of the inning. Here it comes for the top of the 7th. Thank you for listening to the Arroyo Seco Saints here on their Baseball Network.
Arroyo Seco Saints retired in order in the bottom of the sixth. Let's go to the top of the seventh as we go to the top of the order. 1, 2, and 3 hitters. As we've got a new pitcher on the bump as well, Tommy Hannen. 6'1" frame on the mound, 185 pounds, going to UC Berkeley.
Hannen also, another one of those guys with the grid baseball IQ, started his career at MIT, actually, as well. Mechanical engineering major, found his way over to Berkeley. Those are a couple of pretty nice schools to have on your resume.
Absolutely. And Berkeley, definitely a team involved with a very tough conference when it comes down to baseball, and when you look at football and basketball as well. Got some pretty tough schools in the Pac-12. If you look at baseball, the powerhouses of USC, UCLA, as there's one skied into the night sky, tracked nicely by the second baseman, Jackson Cobb, fielding that one right behind the first baseman, Blake Marsh.
No, I told you that these guys will show their speed in many ways, not just on the bases, not just in stretching out extra base hits, but even just running over and making these plays that are usually drop singles over there that now save base runners.
Even in a play like that, Tommy, the communication has to be top notch right there. But those pop ups, they look easy. But as far as pop ups like that, as Mcintyre waves at the first one, the communication has to be key.
Well, and I'm sure Aaron Milam, after that scary incident between Josh Cowden and Cooper Elliott in the first game, running into each other in the outfield, I'm sure he drilled calling out the balls and making sure that everyone is on the same page and communicating effectively on the base paths.
So there's a little bit of a slow roller onto the mound. Hannen able to field it and throws out the runner at first.
We got 2 down here quickly for Hannen. Trying to get another 1, 2, 3 inning here for the Saints, send us into the bottom half of the 7th.
So 2-gun, Jacob Ortega now stepping up to the plate. Haven't had too much production here for the 3-hitter, as the first pitch he goes after is a ground ball straight to the first baseman, able to put that one away himself on a 3-2, as it is the stretch half of the 7th inning. Your Arroyo Seco Saints up 8-3 as you're listening to the Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network.
Creighton University, number 7, left fielder, Jack Grace. Number 7.
7th inning stretch. Broadcasters need those too, you know.
Absolutely. We still got to rise and shine after that 7th inning stretch as a new hitter at the plate, Jack Grace. Going to be pinch hitting here for Josh Cowden, who had himself a day at the plate, if you ask me. Went 2 for 3 with a single, ground out to first, and a 3-run jack.
Looks like we got a little bit of a stoppage here for a camera flash. Yeah, but Josh Cowden, end on a home run. Not a bad day to finish 2 for 3. He was due for one after the 0 for 5. I told you he was putting the bat on the ball. He was trying to make good contact. Guy that works too hard to not have some success. And let's hope that that success can translate to the 5 spot for Jack Grace as well.
And of course, just because you're getting pinch hit for as Grace gets hit by the pitch, it looked like behind his right knee. Just because he's getting subbed out, it doesn't mean he did a bad job. Of course, it being a summer ball, you trying to give as many reps to as many guys as possible. And of course, trying to give some reps to Jack Grace. And I mean, he stepped into that batter's box, 6'3" frame into the box. And definitely from here, he looks like he's even taller, if you ask me.
Oh, that's a big guy over there at first base. I'll tell you right now, Jack Grace, I shook that guy's hand, and it is like a steak when it's in yours.
And wow, look what I found. A ground ball to the pitcher, the throw to second, to first. That is a 1-4-3 double play.
Now batting for the Saints designated hitter, number 16, Bo Willis.
It's an absolute dart there by Derek Potts. That was a ground ball that found its way into his glove, was able to throw to second to first to get that well-timed ground out, that ground ball.
Yeah, not sure he even knew where the ball was. Hand just happened to pop out, and oh, look at there. There's a ball in it. Better throw that over to second. Started the double play. Get the 1-6-3 double play.
So now the count evened up at 1-1 over to Bo Willis. Fouled back. 1-2. Game 2 of the series will conclude tomorrow as it will be taking place over at LA Valley College, the home of the Ventura County Pirates. That is a 4:30 first pitch time. That'll be the first game that the Saints will be on the road. And on Thursday, we'll be back into action, and we will have CCL action. That'll be the CCL opener.
Looks like Willis took another one off the knob there. I thought I hit him in the hand at first after the grimace reaction, but it looks like he's okay. He's going to choke up on the bat here now at 2 strikes as Potts delivers the pitch. It's going to go right past him.
And gets that one right by Willis. And it's a smooth 1-2-3 inning for the Ventura County Pirates defense as we go to the top of the 8th as you're listening to the Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Welcome back here to Jackie Robinson Field, home of the Arroyo Seco Saints. 8-3 is our score as the Saints have never looked back here in this ball game. It's been a 4 spot in the 3rd and a 4 spot in the 5th.
Saints powered by the long ball today, 2 of them. One coming from Peyton Lewis, the grand slam earlier in the ball game. Followed up a little bit, a couple innings later by Josh Cowden in a 3-run bomb and a sac fly by Jackson Cobb, and that gets us up to 8 today, Alex.
And you put the 8 and the 12 on a Saturday, and it's been 20 runs. And I have to say, it has been an offensive first pair of games here for the Saints, and definitely have not been disappointed with the sticks.
Yeah, and I'm not great at math, Alex, but if that serves me correctly, that is averaging 10 runs a game for the Saints so far.
I'll tell you one thing, your math is definitely better than mine, though.
My middle name was Tommy Arithmetic back in college. That was my nickname.
I'm definitely going to come to you when it comes down to trying to find out ERA and finding out batting averages. And
Yeah,
such.
anything over 3 digits I don't deal with, actually. So your ones and your tens, I'm money. After that, put me on the back burner.
Then we will definitely keep you on the back burner for situations like that. But 1-2 the count now for Jason Ajamian. 1-2. Fastball up and inside. Getting Ajamian off the plate.
A little bit of chin music there for Hannen. 2 strikes already on the first guy here. As they'll follow off, Aljamain will follow off that one.
Gotta love this full week of action for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Having a 2-game series against the Ventura County Pirates. Tomorrow heading out on the road like we mentioned before. Then Thursday starting up with CCL action with the Walnut Creek Crawdads on Thursday. Then very fun series starting up on a Friday against the Palm Springs Power, playing both at Palm Springs, and that is a juggernaut team. Palm Springs Power is a team to not take lightly, and that is an amazing team. As a 2-2 gets that one by Ajamian, and another one bites the dust.
Yeah, I'll be on the call there this weekend for the Saints out in Palm Springs. Really excited. It's supposed to get pretty hot. A lot of deserts here in California, and when you put a sun on sand, it tends to get pretty hot here. 118 degrees is the plan for this weekend, and I think I might need to pack an ice box for that one.
You're going to need a lot of ice boxes, I was saying. Don't be surprised as to how long it takes for it to melt, as that's a blast over to left field for a 1-out single for David Reyna. And Reyna having himself a day at the plate, having himself a 2-hit day with a single back in the 4th and a run scored, and now another single. So gotta love those 2-hit days. You know you're having yourself a great day at the plate. And at the moment, if you do have a 2-hit day with the 4 at-bats, you're hitting 500 right there.
Yeah, and you would love to see that translate to the entire season. I don't know if we will for the Pirates, but opening day for them, like I said, no serious games out here. Nice to come out, grab a couple of base hits. First time Hannon's looked like he's been in some trouble. First base runner he's allowed. Firing right back here.
And there goes the runner. Unleash the rabbit. There goes the gun. And able to dive around the tag.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Lindsley being 6'5", 220 pounds, you would think that he would be slow to get the ball out from the pop, and that is just not the case. And I assure you, he uses all 6'5", 220 pounds, and puts it behind that rocket on his arm right there. Close play. Can't get them all.
All you can do is tip your cap to Reyna for getting the jump. And it's all about the jump. If you get a great jump, then it really does put all the pressure on the catcher behind the plate. And you even look at the delivery of Tommy Hannen. Delivers pretty quick to the plate. Doesn't waste too much time.
Oh, no. You know when Hannen gets on the bump, he means business, and that's all he's here for.
Bit of a jam shot there. It's a foul ball going right over the dugout of the Ventura County Pirates. So a bit of a backstory here for the Ventura County Pirates when you date it back to 2019 when they were running. They had themselves quite the run in 2019. They played against the Solana Beach Redbirds. And in that championship series, and what a looping breaking ball. Getting it in the inner half as another one bites the dust.
Completely fooled him right there. Hannen knew that pitch was going to land in for a strike. Can't say the same thing about the guy in the box for him.
So 2 gone via the K's as Darren Taylor steps right back up to the plate. And we want to talk about 2 guys with 2-hit days. Taylor is another one with a 2-hit day.
Homer in his last one.
Absolutely. And there's an excuse me swing. Nice breaking ball there by Hannen.
Hungry for another one there. Chases the breaking ball right in the dirt. Never was in the zone. He's just ready for a 3-hit day.
They played against the Solana Beach Redbirds 2019, the championship series over at Goodwin Field, home of the Cal State Fullerton Titans.
Powerhouse in the baseball conferences.
Absolutely, in the Big West Conference, as Cal State Fullerton did not exactly have the run they wanted this year, but it was back on Saturday and Sunday of July 27th and July 28th of 2019. Game 1 was a close game, 4-1 win for the Ventura County Pirates. But check this out, Tommy. In the very next day, 20-3 was the final for the Ventura County Pirates to win the Sunset Baseball League championship title. 20 runs in the final game of the season. Wow, talk about winning a season and a championship with a bang.
Sounds like a football score, honestly, to end it right there. Yeah, Ventura, they're swinging the bats. They're ready to go, and not right there as Hannon's going to get him looking to end the inning. Finishes off with 2 strikeouts there. Hannen goes 2 innings, gives up only the 1 base runner. We're heading over to the bottom of the 8th here. Thank you for listening to the Arroyo Seco Saints here on the Saints Baseball Network.
Tommy Hannen striking out the side in the top half of the inning as hitters 8, 9, and back to the top of the order we go for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Blake Marsh will be in the box as they start him off with a fastball missing upstairs.
Marsh put together a decent little day here. As, has a couple of hits.
So Marsh with a single and a double. And to add on with it, has a strikeout as well. Would definitely like to finish up on the positive side. But even then, if he were to finish up being retired right here, would still finish up pretty good with those 2 hits. And so far up in the count 3-1. If you rewind it back to 2019 as well for the Arroyo Seco Saints, they also contended and made a run for a championship back in 2019. As Marsh chases after a fastball, the count is full. They would defeat the Orange County Riptide, winning that one 12-7 to take them to the championship game over at Cal Lutheran, as Blake Marsh going down on strikes.
Taking a lot of big hacks there from Marsh. He's going to be happy with the 2 for 4 day. Now we bring up a new pinch hitter here, number 21.
Your pitcher, please, now batting.
Drew Cowley.
Number 21 from Cal Poly Pomona, Drew Cowden.
So Drew Cowley going to get an opportunity to swing the bat here. As we were talking about it before, they make it to the championship game and they play against the Santa Barbara Foresters. And you want to talk about a nail-biting game? You've got a nail-biting championship game. That would be a game that would result in a final of 10-9. Came 2 runs away from becoming the champions there.
Well, they got some unfinished business from 2019. And this team here in 2021, they look pretty legit the first 2 games. They're out here swinging the bat. Like I said, the guys seem to be getting along. Living together might help a little bit for them. Everyone's hungry to impress each other. The pitchers have been doing really well. We got batters coming out swinging, some home runs today. Everything's looking real good the first 2 games for the Arroyo Seco Saints.
As Derek Potts delivers and the pitch is fouled back, the count is full. Already some early signs of some life for the Arroyo Seco Saints, as we talked about it before. 20 runs in just these first 2 ball games, and it's going to be interesting to see how they carry these 20 runs moving forward, especially when you've got a tough team like the Palm Springs Power. That is a team that definitely scores runs very easily and is an offensive juggernaut. There's a ground ball over to second, fielded cleanly, and will put away Cowley.
Cowley struggled in the first game. Was able to grab a hit and extra base one at that. Guy who's had a very solid collegiate career over at Pomona. CCAA tournament MVP in 2019, a career batting average over 330 over there. He's going to be very valuable to this Saints roster for the foreseeable summer.
And you want to talk about the CCAA season. That was a very unfortunate way for the 2020 year to end, as well, as Cowley was on his way to having himself a phenomenal year with the Broncos. So going into the year, just doing his thing, swinging a hot bat with the Broncos over there at Cal Poly Pomona. But then once that March 13th date hit, that was when the sports world would be put in a pause. And a very tragic thing indeed for the sports world. And the whole CCAA conference, even coming into this year as well, they chose very early on to not continue on with conference play, did not allow the pandemic to really put a stop to it, as the 1-2 pitch gets that one by Boning, and he goes down on strikes. So the Arroyo Seco Saints put away in order here in the bottom of the 8th inning as we go to the top of the 9th and the final 3 outs for the Ventura County Pirates, as you're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Top of the ninth inning here in Jackie Robinson Field. Alex Naveja with you all. Alongside me is Tommy Warts. We'll have the 8, 9, and the 1 slots coming up for Ventura County Pirates. And it's Dante Zamudio facing off against the new arm Fino Amador.
Yeah, and Zamudio here might as well have not even showed up to the ballpark. 3 walks today. Standing there and just looking. 0 for 0 today.
Zamudio with those 3 walks, trailing the count with 2 strikes. But as we were talking about it with Fino Amador from Cal State, LA, 5'9" frame, the sophomore weighing in at 170 pounds. And we were talking about the CCAA and that dreaded March 13th day of 2020. And that would be the day that the sports world would come to pause. But right around the fall time when all of us were wondering, was the CCAA going to have a season, as there's a slow roller going over to third and unleashes the cannon, but actually moves Blake Marsh off of the bag.
Yeah, the throw was a little off there, but I think Marsh needs to keep that foot on the bag there. Definitely a play that was makeable. Got a little scared by the runner coming down towards him. He's got to just remain composed there and keep his foot on the base.
So Zamudio is going to finish up his day getting on all 4 times. You consider him still 0 for 0 as he will now face off against Pacheco now in the bottom part of the lineup. And as we were discussing before, the CCAA in the fall, they completely decided to cancel all fall and the spring sports before really seeing how things were going to play out with the pandemic. And it's a very unfortunate picture as that one's a blast over to left, and that's dropping in there, going foul.
Yeah, Amador's happy that one able to sail left on him. We were talking about the COVID seasons going around, and it's definitely something that shocked more than just the CCAA. I mean, it was something that was crucial and historic in this nation's history, you would even say. And we're all very happy to finally come out to beautiful Jackie Robinson Park and watch some baseball for 2021.
Absolutely, and it was just unfortunate to see the CCAA not allowing their very good teams, as that's going to be a pass ball by the catcher. Lindsley wasn't able to hang on to it there, so free real estate for Zamudio. But CCAA, no basketball, no baseball, no softball. Very unfortunate to see, and all of the other conferences being able to play, like the Big West, the Pac-12, the West Coast Conference, the Western Athletic Conference. As far as the conferences around here, a lot of the action going on. And even if you want to talk about the Division II conference, and there's a fly ball over to left center field going into the night sky, and that grab cannot be made as the left fielder, Josh Cowden, tried to make a grab on the run over the shoulder.
He did catch it. He got it. Look at that. It looked like he wasn't going to be able to make it, and somehow Cowden comes up with it. And I think he didn't even know how he got it, but he did grab it. Runner has to move back to second. We got an out here, and Fino just tips the cap to him, and nothing more. He made a heck of a catch. What a day for Cowden and left.
I'm an absolute all right about now and how that grab was even made. By my angle, it looked like he didn't even make that catch. But tip to the cap to Josh Cowden for making that play over and left. And that was not an easy play to be made. Absolute heck of a web jam there. So Andrew Tovar now stepping into the box, working with a 1-1 count.
And now let's see, after getting his first out of the year, if Fino can settle down a little bit, attack the zone, get a couple of strikeouts here.
And I've got to say, that grab as a pitcher, that's going to give you a world of confidence moving on with this inning. And there's a pitch in the dirt as Amudio stays put, and just in case was actually trying to stay with an athletic stance in between second and third in case if he could take the additional bag. But if you're trailing 5 runs like this here in the top of the 9th inning, no use trying to stretch out or try to, first of all, risk an injury, and only you're trailing by 5.
Well, and on top of it, you got to keep your guys on base. Any risk over here as the ball gets grounded over to the second baseman, we're going to have the second out of the inning. Runner moves over to third, though. It's going to bring up Ian Mcintyre. Said his name quite a lot today. He's gotten on base a couple of times. Moved around, stole a base in there as well. We'll see if he is the last batter here for the Pirates this evening or if they can continue this 9th inning.
Top of the 9th, 8-3, 2 outs. The final out is Ian Mcintyre as the fastball misses high and away.
You know, and to go back to that catch out there and left, when Fino sees those, you feel like you can throw the ball anywhere and you'll be okay now. So now he gets to settle down and just try to get this closed out, and so we can all go home at a reasonable time here tonight.
Count even up now. Coming back into the count, 1-1.
Amador takes a while to find his pitches as we get a time call here. Likes to really think about it, maybe make the batter think a little more about it. Has that arm hang from the bump. And he will work his way into the stretch from there. Doesn't go into the windup, even though the runner's on third. And the pitch.
That one's fouled back, and it's the final strike of the ball game.
We can only hope, at least. That would mean 2 things. That we get to leave, and the Saints are walking away 2-0 today. And the 1-2 count here for Amador and Mcintyre. He's set.
The 1-2 is going to be fouled. And no hope of being able to make that play here in the top of the 9th inning. Amador looking for the final strike to put Ventura County away and gain that series lead. As a friendly reminder, your Arroyo Seco Saints will be heading out over to LA Valley College tomorrow as the 1-2 chases after that one, and you could put a W on the board for Arroyo Seco Saints. They now go 2-0 as they remain perfect here at home at Jackie Robinson Field, and getting the final out is Fino Amador getting the last one, and boy, does it feel sweet to get win number 2 on the year and winning it in a huge offensive fashion here in a great night and a great evening to play some baseball.
Powered by the long ball today, Peyton Lewis, Josh Cowden accounted for 7 of their 8 runs today. The pitching was fantastic from the Saints, again limiting the free passes out there, attacking the strike zone. Great plays defensively by Boning and Cowden in that last inning. This team has been a lot of fun, and it's only been 2 games, and I can't wait to see the rest of the season because I think we got something special in the works here.
Absolutely. There's definitely going to be plenty of games like this. We saw a variety of arms going into a ball game like this. And, of course, in a league like this where we're going to see a variety of arms, slowly as we get into the CCL action, we'll start to see less arms and less arms going into them. And it's going to be, as far as them trying to solidify what the starting rotation is going to look like, what the relievers are going to look like moving forward going into this year. But they got to take care of business against non-CCL opponents. So when they do go into CCL action, they're definitely going to be ready. Their gloves are going to be ready. The sticks are going to be wide awake, as we've seen in the first 2 ball games. And the pitching has to be A1 if you expect to be able to have a shot to be able to make a run this year.
Well, the good news is that they won't have to think about that for a little bit. They can rest the rest of the night knowing that they walked away 8-3 in a comfortable, commanding victory, took the lead in the third inning, just like they did on Saturday, never looked back. And honestly, I'm enjoying Saints baseball a lot right now. These guys look like they're having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. This was only our first call of the year, and we're going to have so many more great games to watch this summer.
Looking forward to it, Tommy. And, of course, to finish it off, the winning pitcher tonight was Derek Yu, who did go an inning of work, did strike out one passport, no hits, no earned runs as far as that relief appearance is concerned. And he is the winning pitcher because of that grand slammy that was hit by Peyton Lewis back in the bottom of the third inning and gave him the lead going into this game. And the Saints never looked back into this one. The losing pitcher tonight is Trevor Garcia, going 3 innings of work, struck out 4, 2 base on balls, 6 base hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, one of them being an error by the middle infielders by the Ventura County Pirates. But what's coming up next for the Arroyo Seco Saints? Well, they will be traveling on over to LA Valley College, the home of the Ventura County Pirates. Tomorrow, there will be another game. That is a 4:30 first pitch time over there at LA Valley College. We will definitely have the coverage on the call with you guys. Maybe it won't be myself or maybe Tommy, but it will definitely be, we will have the coverage for you guys tomorrow. But Thursday, mark it down in your calendar as well. We will have CCL action. That is CCL opener against the Walnut Creek Crawdads. That'll be the opener. And, of course, another one to mark down on the calendar is this weekend against the Palm Springs Powers. As that's all the time we have left here in Jackie Robinson Field. We thank you all so much for tuning into this one. I am Alex Naveka, and alongside of me was Tommy Warts. Thank you so much for tuning into this one, everybody. Have a good night, everybody. And, of course, your Arroyo Seco Saints coming up with the dub here in Game 2 of the season and Game 2 of being here at home 4-3. Have a good night, everybody, and you have been listening to the Arroyo Seco Saints baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Thank you so much for tuning into this one. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Alex. Good night, Mom.